Hello, I'm Tony Dom with Airtime with Tony.
And I'm Phil Picott with Picott Aviation. And today we're here at the 2024 SunNFun Aerospace event.
The 50th to boot on a absolutely gorgeous day. It's perfect.
Yes, and we're looking forward to sharing some experiences with you at home in terms of how we got into the aviation industry.
Yeah, so we've got very different stories, and so I'm just going to kind of share a little bit about how I got in. Phil's going to share a little bit how he got into aviation, but here's the key. We got in because you need to get in. You need to learn how to fly today. If you take nothing away from this video today, go find somebody that is a certified flight instructor, go take a discovery flight, but get into aviation because it rocks. Me, I've had the bug since I was a kid. I grew up real close to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio, and I watched jets go over back when they could break the sound barrier, and I mean, it was awesome. I wish they could still do that today. But I've always just been fascinated with high-performance aviation. So at age 23, I got my pilot's license. As soon as I got my pilot's license, I bought an aerobatic airplane, a Christian Eagle, and I started doing competitive aerobatics. So I was flying aerobatics with 60 hours total time, and I'm out there doing the crazy stuff. And I've actually got more tail wheel time than I have regular fixed gear or retractable gear time. And I've honestly got more time going straight up and straight down than I have going places, because I love competition aerobatics, I love high performance aerobatics. And so that's kind of been my whole life, and my journey is just really enjoying the whole envelope of aviation. So now I've got a Yak 54, which is a unlimited class aerobatic airplane. It's 9 Gs positive, 7 Gs negative. It's the prototype, the only pre-production one in the world. Really cool airplane. And I've just recently acquired a Strike Master, which is a 1970 vintage close air support fighter. It's British, and we've been working on this plane since July, bringing it out of hibernation and getting real close to bringing it home. So I'm going to be starting to do the air show circuit with the Strike Master and hopefully doing some work with the Yak as well. But for me, it's all about go fast, go high, and just tumbling around the sky. So well, Phil, what's your story?
Well, I tell you, you took the wind right out of my sail, because I'm not as fast as you. I like it low and slow, and I'm boring compared to Tony.
Oh,
here.
Come on.
But regardless, flying is fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely fun. I was enthusiastic with flying since I was knee-high to a grasshopper, as they say. Yeah. Based out of Philadelphia and born and bred, and all throughout elementary school and high school, I kind of just daydream in class and look up at the sky and say, oh, geez, I'd rather be there than here, whether it be math or whatever, science. And I was never good at either one, or at least I thought.
Right.
And until later on, I realized, okay, I have my MBA now. I went to med school and finished and did all some amazing things with surgery, and I'm not a doctor, thank goodness, so don't get sick on me, Tony.
Yes,
But in any case, did finish, and I said after all those accomplishments, I retired early, 46 years young.
Nice.
And it was 12 years ago. And I said, geez, I've conquered everything that I thought I would want to conquer. So what now? And the thing that really prevented me from really sailing and spreading my wings was the concern with math and science. Like, geez, all the buttons and gadgets and the dials and the cockpit, how does this all make sense?
Yeah.
So it was during the pandemic, and actually it started 30 years ago.
Yeah.
I've had some great mentors in my life. Captain Bill Bailey, he is a double Purple Heart recipient.
Wow.
And also flew as the commanding pilot in command for Air Force 2.
Wow.
Awesome.
Awesome. Yeah.
So I've had those great people with me. Geddes Patrick, another friend. And they all said to me, you need to get your license. That's almost 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And I would just blow them off. That's too hard, too difficult, too expensive. So during the pandemic, I got the itch because we were all sitting around doing nothing.
Yeah.
And I said, what do I want to do after everything's said and done, after we can go out and play?
Right.
What do I learn something new? So I decided I'm going to learn how to fly a drone.
All right.
So
nice.
Instead of doing typically what I would do, buy the most expensive drone possible and have it just sit in the shelf or in the closet, I'm going to actually learn it. I got my Part 107.
Yep.
And from that point, I can't say I was hooked per se, but I was satisfied.
Yeah.
And my pilot friends all around asked me, well, what's a Part 107? It's like, well, you can't bug me now, you know, I'm a pilot. And they looked in and they said, yeah, you're a pilot, but you're not a real pilot.
Oh, yeah.
And that got me pumped even more to say, all right, I'm going to pursue this even further. So after 9 different flight instructors, and just the, to keep on going and going, you know, persistence. I managed to get my pilot's license. So I'm working on an instrument right now.
Cool.
And having a great time. So that's my story.
Well, to me, that's the name of the game is, you know, before I get into high performance aviation, when I was 16 years old, I had a cousin that was into hang gliding. And so we went out to a hill and I did a hang glider event. So, I mean, there ain't no horsepower there, man. You got this wing and a bar, man, and you're a bird. And, you know, what's fun about aviation is there's so much bandwidth. I mean, I love the high performance stuff. I love going fast, but you know, sometimes it's nice to get in a Cub or, you know, a Champ, you know, something's got less than 100 horsepower and no electric, your hand prop. And so, you know, I've done both ends. And so, you know, whether you want to go out and just get back to the basics or you just want to go up Mach 2 with your hair on fire, the thing about aviation is to me, it allows you to get off the ground into this 3-dimensional world and actually get up in the air and see the world like it really is. So few people get to do it. And to me, it's one of the most liberating and freeing things you can do. And there's so many ways to do it. And, you know, honestly, a lot of people think aviation is too expensive to get in. It's something only the rich can do. And, you know, there are so many ways with light sport, with paragliders, with ultralights.
Drones.
Drones.
Start out with the drones.
Video games. I mean, and listen, a lot of people, some of these simulators are fantastic. And you can really start with a sim, work up into the drones, then work up into some of them, you know, less expensive, but still exhilarating airplanes. I mean, anything that gets you off the ground is cool.
And I think that's a testament to aviation itself because, you know, you just don't get your license and stop right there.
That's right.
You have to continue to grow and
never ends.
Produce and learn from your experiences.
Yeah, there's always challenges. You know, I'm learning how to fly higher and higher performance aircraft. And, you know, I grew up in aviation in the steam gauge. You just got all these dials and stuff. And then now you got these computer screens and I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm trying to fly an airplane and play a video game at the same time.
You're fixated on just like one thing.
It's like, wait a second, I need to get back out in the real world here and actually look at some stuff. But yeah, it's always changing, evolving, growing. But I think there's something for everybody.
I'll tell you a funny, interesting story. You mentioned earlier about discovery flights. I couldn't recommend that even more. But I went to a local flight school in Sarasota. I'm going to keep them all nameless to protect the innocent. But I went in for not a discovery flight, actually a discovery flight. That's what I wanted. And they said to me, why do you want to do a discovery flight? They said, getting your first lesson's the same price. And I said, I wasn't really sold on it at that point in time.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, you know, this is like a money pit. I'm going to get just sucked into this. And it was funny. He suggested, well, look, I will throw in a logbook, you know, so you can't get a logbook for the discovery flight, but I'll get you a free logbook for the first lesson.
Boom.
No, initially I said, something free? So he said to me, I'll put 1 hour in the logbook.
Yeah.
And if you never ever do it ever again, that's okay. You can put that logbook on your coffee table and you can talk about the 1 hour of experience that you have flying an airplane.
Right.
I said, you know what? This sounds like the best deal I could have ever had. So I started out with 1 hour, which turned into 5 hours, turned into 15 hours, 30 hours.
Yep.
And there's a point of no return because you're not going to get a return on your investment.
That's right. That's right. But you know, you got an instructor that also had some sales experience because you get someone up once, they're going to be hooked.
They're hooked.
And once you start, you'll want to finish. And it's just, flying is something that not only is it exhilarating, but it really unleashes that creative spirit in someone. Say, hey, I can do something. I can accomplish something. I can do something that's out of the ordinary. And that's really what it is. And I just, you know, I love being here at SunNFun because this whole event is really about supporting the next generation of aviation and getting young people out into airplanes, into aviation careers. I mean, there are so many things you can do in aviation for a career, as well as just having some fun. So, you know, whether it's like, hey, I want to go military, I want to go fly corporate jets, I want to go fly for, you know, the heavies, you know, Delta, the big companies, or ballooning, or I just want to go have fun. Go get a flight, man. Just it's
thing, SunNFun.
Yeah,
just like your hat.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
And we're having a great time here.
Yep.
Fun and Sun 2024. One thing I'd like to ask you as a pilot to another pilot. I have heard after I received my license, earned my license through a lot of hard work, that there's less than 1% of all the U.S. population that holds a pilot's license. And I did not know that. And I think if I knew that prior to working so hard, I probably wouldn't have done it. I would have used it as an excuse to say, look, that's unattainable. But if I can do it, Tony can do it, you can do it out there.
Oh, that is for sure. And you know, everybody wants to do something that kind of sets them apart, make my mark, here's what I do. And this is really an even playing field, that anybody that wants to be part of the 1% of something can go get into aviation, can really, I mean, and even if you just go get a few hours and say, okay, hey, I've been up, which I say because if they go get a few hours, you're going to go all the way and get your license.
Of course you are.
Because, I mean, it's just, you get hooked. But it really is something that people can say, hey, listen, I went and did something, I achieved something, I did something that not many people do. More people need to get involved in this, and I hope as people see this video, they're really inspired to say, okay, if these two yahoos can go get licenses and do this kind of stuff, I can definitely do this. And you know, you absolutely can. So go fly, go to an air show like this, because I'll tell you what, you watch what's going to happen here today. You're going to want to get up and get some of that, and you know, be in the air. But it's a blast, and I would love to see more people get involved.
Yeah, and definitely so. You know, having been to many air shows as a kid and even as a young adult and covering them, you know, flying Black Hawks, you know, with part of the media.
Yep.
This show today has been actually the first show since becoming a pilot.
Oh,
and so it has a special meaning. You're almost an ambassador to, you know, the craft that, you know, you spent so much money on, so much time on. And to simply serve as an ambassador to champion other people on, because, you know, in my short pilot journey, that was kind of the case. You know, I had more experienced pilots that really wanted to see you succeed. And, you know, whether you realized it or not, or having the ability to succeed or not, they said they just pushed you on. They pushed you on at your own pace, and before you know it, you know, you're one of them. So it's a nice, wonderful fraternity and sorority of aviators.
And there go the Thunderbirds right there.
Exactly. I love it.
Yeah, practice time for the Thunderbirds. So we're going to go watch some of that, because I tell you, this is the best part of the day when they practice. And I think we're going to be done being heard because they're about to get really noisy.
Exactly. Although, I have one funny story to share once they fly away. Go, shoo. When I first started my pilot training, the flight instructor, or the CFI, certified flight instructor, would say to me each and every time, now today I am the PIC. And I was like, well, what's a PIC? I'm the pilot in command. And so like after the third or fourth flight and flight lesson, it dawned on me, the first three letters of my last name is PIC, it's Picott.
Oh, come on.
So during the fourth lesson, I said to the flight instructor, you may be the PIC, but I'm the PICOTT. And hence the, you know, the start of Picott Aviation became. So
that's awesome.
This effort is to kind of spearhead other people that want to come out and fly, and you know, from a financial standpoint, and we sell hats and shirts and all that good stuff. So awesome. It's all good.
Awesome. Hey, thanks for the time today.
Thank you, my brother.
This has been a lot of fun.
Yes.
And we're going to go watch the Thunderbirds practice.
Definitely so.
But go get some air beneath your wings. Go fly. But thanks for watching.
Thank you. Have a good day now.